Okay. So in the last class, we have seen the minor change process and standard change process. Okay. So do you have any questions or any doubt? Ganesh, you are not there in the class. So have you gone through the video recording?
No, sir, I did not gone through it. Today I'll go on it, sir.
Yeah, please go through that because it was your question only. So yeah. So what is the change process? How do we work on the change process? And today we will be discussing on the major change process. Okay, so first thing, what is a major change process? So major change process is a customization or some new configuration that would be impacting the existing scenario. Okay, existing scenario means, let's say I will add some let's say pricing procedure. I will create some new pricing procedure, or let's say I will create a new let's say output condition type. Okay, so that output condition type is going to be used, so old one will not be used and new one will be used. Same with the pricing procedure, so that will be impacting on the other scenarios also. Okay, so in those conditions we call it as a, let's say, major change process. Okay, let's say you are adding some of the validation, you are adding some customization to the existing process, so that is called a major change process. So these are kind of example, let's say pricing procedure, let's say output determination, or let's say I'm adding just one validation. Okay, let's say in the output I'm adding one validation, that whenever there is a sales order is there, the address it should take from the sales order. Let's say I'm just giving it for you an example. Okay, these are, or these may be a major change process, because if I say about the let's say delivery address also, in the delivery address in SAP standard, what is your plant address, that is your delivery address, right? If you want to change something, then it will impact the existing or standard process. So those kind of changes we call as major change process. Okay, so for major change process, there is a lot of approvals and there are lot of things needs to be done. Okay, so what is the process of major change? So whenever there is a major change is there, first there will be a change request will be generating. Okay, so once the change request will be generating, you will be doing the requirement analysis. Okay, requirement analysis, or we call it as a business analysis. Okay, so you have to gather the requirement from the business user who is creating the change request. You need to gather the knowledge from them. Okay, and in every major change process there will be some ABAP coding will be required. Okay, whenever there is a ABAP coding is there, it can be called a major change process. Okay, you can explain it either ways. Okay, either the functionality is getting hit, or let's say there will be some ABAP level code changes are required. Okay, some we are doing some technical changes also, we are doing it. Okay, so let's say first you have to gather the requirement. Okay, from the business user you have to gather the requirement, what is the process, why they want to implement a new process. Okay, this is directly if they are asking you for a change. If you already know about the change, let's say this can be come through two ways or two processes. First thing, you encountered one issue or one problem. Let's say if we discuss about the delivery address, let's say in the incident level or in the incident ticket they have mentioned that they need the address to be changed. Okay, so once you analyze, you see that there is a address which they are asking, it is not the standard address, they want some different address. Let's say there will be some delivery address will be there, or let's say some site address will be there, or let's say there will be some location address will be there, anything can be there. Okay, so just understand it likewise. Let's say let's say someone is working with the Airtel company. Okay, Airtel company is, let's say they are building the structure, the towers they are building. Okay, so Airtel will be having the company, let's say in some place, let's say in Bhubaneswar, or let's say in any of the city, they are having their offices or their plant address. We can say it as a plant, so their plant address is at the, let's say any of the city is their plant address, but they can let's say they can build the tower in any of the area, like urban area or rural area, they can do it. So whenever they require to build the towers, they need the product at the site, not at the plant level, right? Able to get my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, you need to have a delivery address to be changed, not as a plant address, but as the site address. Okay, so similarly, if you want to develop some, let's say, configuration, or you want to develop some scenarios for that one, so you can make some, let's say, custom validation. Validation means in the program level you have to make some validation, like if this is the scenario, the address should be changed to this, or address should be changed to that. Okay, likewise you can take it. So in the incident level, you understand that, you understood that there is a different requirement is there, so you can suggest them. This can be done through a major change or minor change process as per your understanding. You can discuss with your superior, you can decide on your own. If you are having that much of exposure, if you are already working on those kind of scenarios, then you can directly suggest them, or you can check with your seniors and they can suggest you what can be done. Either this can be done with a minor change or major change, or what can be the process would be there. So once you are having this as a requirement, so you already know the requirement. If you need some further requirement, you can just check with the business user, like whatever the plans are there in the impact, or let's say which location for which company codes they want to be implement this scenario, so you can just get the information from them. Okay, once the requirement is done, then as a functional consultant you have to write a FS, functional specification. In that functional specification, you have to mention all those things that is required. Okay, let's say for which plant the changes are required, before what was the scenario, what was the delivery location, now what is the delivery location is there, from which table they can take the delivery location. Okay, what is the field name of the delivery location, so everything you have to mention in the FS itself. Okay, then you have to go for the abapper. Okay, then you have to go to the abapper, then you have to explain the change to them. Okay, so you have to explain, this is the scenario. Now by default, by SAP standard, the delivery address is a plant address, but our requirement is we need to have a site address to be picked up when there is a, let's say, custom requirement. Let's say you can do it through some procurement type, or let's say some PO document type. You can have it like on your like whatever things you want to segregate it through, you can have it. Okay, for which document, so for not for the all document, it should be like you need to change the address, it should be some for some specific document or specific procurement type. Okay, so you can do it in that way. Okay, so first okay, so then you have to go to the abapper and you have to explain them the scenario. Okay, then you have to explain them what you need, how this can be fetched. So you can explain them how this address should be fetched, where they can fetch the address. Okay, so writing a logic, it is their work, how they can write the logic. In the sense the program, in the background program, how they will be putting the validation, it is up to them. Okay, so now you have to tell them what is the technical field, where they, what is the table name, where they should take the data from. So everything you have to explain. Okay, then as per your explanation, they will write a TS. TS means technical specification. In that technical specification, they will mention what is the coding level changes will be there, what is the requirement, how they are going to do this validation, where they will be add this validation to the process. So everything they will be mentioned in the TS. Okay, so once the FS and TS both of the things are complete, then first there will be a approval from the technical side. Okay, because there is a technical things are involved, first there will be a technical side approval needs to be done. Okay, so first there will be a technical review board will be there. So the technical team or the ABAP team, they will be going there and they will be explaining the process, what is the process, why they are going to change it, how they are going to change it. Sorry, so how they are going to change it, so everything they are going to explain it there. Okay, so once the technical review board finds that okay, this changes are valid and this is not impacting any other scenarios and this will be fine, so they can approve you. Okay, or they will ask you some question, you have to reinvestigate it, you have to let's say regather the requirement, or you have to ask any other question to the business user, to the business side, to the, let's say, any other solution architect is there for this scenario, so you have to ask the questions to them. Okay, if any other question are arising in the technical review call. Okay, so if once it
Uh,
is, yes.
so basically, this change request process, like sir, works on the like if any change is required, like or any new tab is required in a like item level, something. It is like that, right?
Anything there is a change in process is there, means process is impacting, that will be coming under a major change process. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Like even in enterprise level, also like changing the plant also will come in the same thing, or it is different, sir?
see, changing the plant means you are asking about creating a new plant, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So creating a new plant will call, we can call it as a major change, or we might take it through a, let's say, rollout process. Because if you are going for a new plant means a new setup needs to be done. Okay, all the setup needs to be done. It is not like that I will be only creating a plant. I'll be creating a plant, for that one I need the purchase organization to be added to that one and material to be extended. So it is a whole process, it is not a single process that I will be creating a plant itself. I'll be creating all of the data for that plant. Okay, so it can be done either, you can say it as a major change process, you can estimate how much time and what is the requirement is there, you can mention all those things, or you can go for a rollout process, that is up to your business. Okay, who is your client, that is up to them how they want to take it further. Okay, either they can take it through a major change or they can take it through a rollout process also. Okay, okay.
So that will be a functional change. It won't be a technical change, right? It is just a functional change.
Yeah, just a functional change, but that will be a lot of changes will be there. A new requirement will be there, major flows will be there. Let's say there will be new requirements will be there. So it can be, that's why I said it can be a major change, and also it can be a rollout process, because normally we call it as a rollout process because for the plant we will be doing a lot of things. Okay, this is not
Okay.
related to a single scenario, but we will be doing a lot of things related to plant settings. Let's say you are going to create a shipping point, you have to assign to that plant. There are a lot of settings, means like for every set of work you have to assign the plant and you have to make the settings for the plant if you are going to create a new plant. So there are a lot of settings are there, so normally it goes with the rollout process. Okay,
Okay, sir, understood.
okay. Okay, so now once you are getting the approval from the technical board, then the technical team will go for the change of the codes, or if any codes needs to be added, let's say in this case what we have discussed, validation is required. So they will be adding some validation to it. Okay, so they will be adding some program, or they will be writing some logic to the program level. Okay, once it is done, they will be asking you to check it. Okay, we have done the configuration, or we have done the customization, so please check if it is working or not. Now you have to test it in the development server. Okay, all of these things are going to be done in the development server. Okay, I hope you understand that. Okay, so in the development server you have to test if that functionality is working. Okay, you have to try it with a purchase order, or you have
Hello.
to.
Sir,
Hello.
sir, or not audible, sir.
Hello.
It got muted in the middle.
Okay, just 1 second. Is it fine now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Fine.
sir.
Okay, okay. So there is a issue with the network. So once they're getting the approval from the technical board, they will be doing the technical changes. Okay, so they will be doing the technical changes. Once the technical changes are done, they will be asking you to do the testing. Okay, so you need to check if the functionality is working now. Okay, so now you have to create the relevant testing scenario, or you have to create the testing setups, and you can check if it is working or not. So you find that it is working, then you have to ask the basis team to move it to the next system, or test system. Okay, test or quality system, you have to move it to there. Okay, once it is in the test system or quality system, then you have to ask the business to check. Okay, so first you are going to check, then you have to ask the business to check. So first you're checking, it is called as a SIT, or system integration test. You have to do it in the test client. Once it is passed, then you have to ask to the business that you have to test that scenario in the test system. Then they will be doing it. That is called a user acceptance test. So once both of the things are fine, let's say UAT is passed and SIT is passed, then you have to ask the basis team to move it to the production server. Okay, before moving it to the production server, you have to get into a functional review call. Okay, so there will be a change review board, or there will be a functional review board will be there. Okay, first, before trying the development or before doing the technical changes, technical team needs to sort the or get the approval from the technical board. Now before moving the configuration to the production server, you have to go to the let's say change review board or functional review board. You have to showcase your changes. Okay, what things you are changing, if it is impacting on other scenarios, if you are limiting it to any location, or if you are just doing it for some plants, or you are doing it for whole company code. So you have to explain it over there. So basically you have to explain the FS over there. What is the requirement, why you are doing it, how it is achieved. Let's say some part of the TS also you have to explain it. Next you have to also explain, like, we have already done the SIT, we have already done the UAT, and UAT has been confirmed by the users. So you will be explaining all of the scenarios. Now they will approve it. Okay, so if they are having some other questions also, you have to answer them. Okay, if you are releasing it globally, or you are releasing it for the company code, so in the company code there will be multiple plants will be there. If you are doing for one plant, then you have to let's say explain if it is not going to hamper the other settings of other plants. So you have to explain all of those things. So if they are getting satisfied that okay fine, your change is fine, then they can approve you. Once they are approving your change request, then it can be moved to the production system. You can ask the basis team that this change has been approved, please move this to the production system. Once they are sending this to the production system, then you will be going to ask the business that the changes are there in the production system, please check and confirm. Okay, once they are confirming that the changes are there and it is working fine, then you can close this CR. Okay, so basically this is the process of major change. Understood or any doubt?
Understood, sir.
Okay, so just 1 second.
Sir, all this communication like transfer TR to मतलब ask basis team to move the TR from one server to other and ask anything from user for like UAT. This communication will like all this happen with email or with the
Yes,
ticketing tool.
yes, in the ticketing tool also, and in the mails also. Okay, so this ticketing tool, it can look like this one. Okay, so right now I don't have a ticketing tool access, so that's why I'm just showing you on a screen. Okay, and might be I'll share you the ticketing tool. There is a recording video I have, I believe, so I'll check that one. If I have it, I'll share it with you. You can just have an idea on the ticketing tool, how to go to a ticketing tool, how can check the ticket, how to update. You can get an idea through that. Okay, so basically all of the communication will happen through emails itself, but you have to add all that comments or all that updates in the tickets also. Okay, why? Because these tickets are being monitored by some of the higher, let's say, higher department members, or we can say higher management members. They can check this ticket. So this is basically, you can see this is a change request, and this can be a incident request. Okay, this can be a incident request. So here you can see notes section are there. Okay, wherever there are notes are there, work notes you can see over here. You can add those information over here, what you have done, what is requirement, what is the next step. You can add all of the things in the work notes. Okay, for incidents also, and for the change request also. Okay, so for change request also you can get, means in the below screen you can see there is a work note section will be there. You have to update the work log or work notes. Okay, you have to update that. So basically you have to communicate with the users, with the stakeholders, with emails. But see, not all the stakeholders will be in the email chain. Okay, let's say there is a service owner is there. Okay, or there is a, let's say, manager from the your client side will be there. So they will be monitoring these tickets only. They will be not having the update on the email. They will be not added to the email group, so they might not be having the updates, but they will be checking here in the ticket what is the update. If you are not going to update, they will not find the suitable answers, or they will be not able to track it. Okay, so in that situation they might escalate on you why this is not getting updated. So in any ticket you are working, either change request or incident request, you need to update it on a regular basis. Single thing, if you are taking the requirement, you have to update that. If you have, let's say, hello,
Well, sir.
Yes.
uh, am I audible, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, in between, I feel
Yeah,
like there's a gap.
yeah, yeah. So what I'm saying is, you have to communicate it to the, let's say, to the stakeholder who are directly involved in that change request, or directly involved in that incident request. You can mail them for your requirement, and you can update that same thing in the tickets to update the all the stakeholders who are looking, or who are capturing the ticket, let's say, progress, who are tracking them. They can have an idea on that one. Okay, it is very important. If you are working on a support project, you have to update those work log on a regular interval. Okay, for normally we update the tickets on a daily basis. That is what we have discussed in the daily routines, right? Daily routines, in the daily roles and responsibility, we have discussed that, right? We have to update the work log of the ticket, right?
So,
So that,
where this work log will be updated, sir, in the tool itself, ticketing tool itself.
yes, yes, in the ticketing tool itself.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so you have to update it both. Okay, you have to update it the mail also, and you have to update it on the ticket also. Okay, so understood about the major change or um,
Yes.
any
So one more
question?
thing,
Yes.
like we are creating the now we are doing the changes in the development server. Okay.
Mm.
So for each server, when we are going for creating in and all, so do we need to make a document for it, like call it like development server on document like that?
Not able to get you.
Yeah, like I mean that, like see now we are doing a change in the development server.
Mm.
Okay. Should we create a document like a process, like what is the process to be done for this to from end to end? I'm asking.
You are writing a FS for that one, right?
Yeah, we are writing a FS, and that we should maintain as a document, right?
Yes. And apart from this FS and TS, there might be some other documents will be there for like the process what you are asking. Why we are going to change,
Yeah,
what is the requirement. So maybe there might be other documents will be there, but mostly the FS and TS will be enough. Okay, but business to business it will vary. Okay, business to business, customer to customer, client to client, it will vary. They might use some other documents also, let's say process document, testing document, UAT document. They might have these kind of things, but FS and TS document will be enough for like understanding the changes. Okay, this will be the
changes. Yeah.
basic.
And
Yeah.
that is for the development. When it is coming for the quality testing, the business will be testing the process, right? So
Mm.
will we we will create a test script for them, like a test script document for them.
See, if it is a new process, then you can have a document. If it is already existing process, like what we have discussing, let's say they just need a address to be changed. So they already know what is the process. So they just need to create a purchase order, and they need to check if in the purchase order the delivery address has been changed or not. Okay, in that scenario you don't have to create any script or anything. Okay, so if there is a new process is there, so definitely you have to create a test case for them or test script for them. Okay.
So delivery address can be changed, like in the change setting also, right? Like using the firefighter access. Like I'm just asking, is there a doubt? I just
Firefighter access, you can change it to only one single PO, right? If you want
oh,
to
okay.
manually change it.
Okay,
Yeah.
the whole vendor change, right? Okay,
Yes. We are discussing about the scenario change, not a data change. Data change, you can do it through firefighter ID, you can do it. Okay.
okay. It's the scenario change. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, I'm done with my question.
Okay. Okay. So this is it for today. We are not discussing any further. So next class we will be looking into the iDocs and the interfaces. Okay.